Well, folks, I'm back. Rudy with Alpha Investments. Presenting you guys my very last, only dented case of the Hunted. This is it. The one case I've saved for this one box opening for the Patron Tyler all the way in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is it. That's all I got, folks. This is the very last Hunted opening you will probably ever see on this YouTube channel. I'm gonna get lucky and maybe in the future a collection. Maybe I'll buy a collection or something, and I'll probably have maybe a case or some loose boxes of the Hunted, but this is what I have. Sit back, relax. In this video, we're going to discuss the state of the old Flesh and Blood, talk about the incredible success of the last few Flesh and Blood sets, and we're going to talk about high C's. We're going to talk about, the Gem Keeper project Season 2 launching, and we're going to sit back, relax, and we're going to look at some really cool cards as we do it. That is on today's schedule for a nice little 4-box opening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me remember what the pack order is so I can get my routine and rhythm here. Where are we at? That is not. Okay, never mind. That's not. It's like, where's the order? There's our gear. Okay, it's the gear. It goes rare, and then we do foil common, and then the back there, it's token, right? Okay, just trying to remember. This last opening I did was that Alpha WTR box. My poor patron got pounded in the face. And then before that, we, like I said, we did an ARC opening, so we jump around quite a bit. So I never really remember the specific orders of these things. The old plate, we got Emperor Common, and of course, tokens in the back there. Boy, that is some wild tokens, man. All right, so cases of the Hunted, what, 550 shipped right now? Kind of pretty stable, not really going up or down. Market seems pretty calm. Our first Majestic, the long Whisker Rudy. And of course, a little Bounty for the common. We got a little split mark there. Does it have a little perforation in the middle? It does have the perforation. We're not seeing any major movements. The single cards continue to kind of slowly drift higher as people buy them. Because, well, people aren't cracking boxes to put more singles on the market. So essentially, the single cards are going to stay the same. And they're slowly going to drift higher. Ooh, it's a common. Oh, we got a little nick on the side there too. You see a little white nick there? Leapfrog Slime Skin. Cold foil common. Pretty early in the video, everybody. Not the greatest, Tyler. Beautiful piece of art, but not the most desirable, playable, or, well, expensive card we were looking for there. Bubble into your surface there. Silver. And, of course, the Mock of the Prey with our nice little fang and little tokens in the back there. So it's going to be, we're seeing continued pressure on the secondary market of the fans and people commenting towards LSS about printing more and the prices and the cost of the singles. We're seeing definitely some very interesting side effects as the game moves forward. God, look at those wings. That's beautiful looking. It's been a long time. In the past, well, this wasn't really a major issue. Because, well, boxes, you could just endlessly order boxes from distribution. You could restock and just keep cracking and selling singles. And now we're in this new era where, well, the cards are, well, ooh, God, that card gets me every time. The cards are, well, collectible. And the prices, on the secondary market reflect collectible cards that are, well, playable and beautiful at the same time. So we're still seeing quite a bit of pushback from the game piece army in the Flesh and Blood world. By the way, beautiful March of Loyalty. To the Dragon. Ooh, that's nice. Our first Majestic foil. You usually get one or two in a video. So it's our second Majestic of the box. First one was the old Whisker Rudy over there. The company seems to be holding pretty strong. Is not really giving in to game piece prices. I want Flesh and Blood to be cheap as possible. And of course, the market continues to, well, represent that and reward the company. Because you're seeing, wow, really? Damn. Quick Lodge, oh my God. Quick Dodge Flexors, that's a legendary, right? That is a legend. My hand was over, I was like, wait a minute, that's a legendary. Whoa, holy mollies, okay. I know everybody talks about the insane pull rates, and then of course, the difficulty of pulling specific Majestics, and it seems like people seem to be mostly frustrated, because the Majestic slot has become so expensive, because there's so many Majestics to pull from. It's very difficult to get a certain specific, maybe certain playable or a certain character's, certain hero's majestic or specialization. So people are very frustrated with that. My opinion, obviously, I think, well, these are not game pieces, and they are beautiful, desirable cards, and they are collectibles. So I do believe the value and the direction is just fine, but there's continuing pushback on that, of people wanting things to change again and go back to the previous ways of the previous kind of print runs and secondary market and blah, blah, blah. And, well, things continue to do... God, I was looking at that poison. I was looking at that blade. He's like pouring the poison on the blade. Sorry. I got distracted by the artwork, everybody. But that's... I expect that to probably stay this way for a while. I think it's going to take probably like another... Oh, God. Probably the end of the year release, and then maybe going into next year, for the market to really adjust and for people to kind of accept this new kind of pricing and market that we're in, the old lay low. I think, because again, you can't blame people for being kind of confused or upset because they're used to things a certain way, and things have changed. And human beings, all of us, meat popsicles, we don't like change. Change makes people frustrated. Change makes people upset because you get kind of accustomed to a certain kind of, God, the art in these things is just insane. So, and again, when there's change that you don't like or it's not in your favor, well, people tend to get upset and they lash out or want it to go back. And that's just kind of, doesn't make people bad. It just makes it means it's just kind of human nature. The rotten remains. So what do you all think about the whole argument that I get a lot of chatter. People ask me this. I'm going to talk about this real quick, about generic cards. Specifically generic action cards or reaction cards and just generic cards, okay? There's this chatter that many people feel generics are too powerful in Flesh and Blood because of the flexibility and the demand of, any deck to be able to, run a generic card. It's not, limited to a certain class. I don't personally think it's an issue. I think generic cards on the R&D and the gameplay and the design need to be careful because, it's like in Magic, right? Think about this. Like in Magic, you have what? Lands, specialty lands that, usually don't cost anything to come into play. You have artifacts that are colorless. So I consider generics in Flesh and Blood the same as like an artifact. Okay? That's how I view it. I still can't believe they did Blaze headlong in this next comment. That's how I kind of view the whole thing. I mean, you're going to have that. And of course, as with anything, God, art of the dragon scale, that is so neat. I almost looked cold foil at first when I first saw it. I was like, wait a second. But yeah, just like artifacts and specialty lands in Magic's history, the power levels can be very, very broken and manipulative, and you have to be very careful when you design, generic cards in Flesh and Blood. No, I don't think that generic cards need to be ended or shifted or canceled where people are upset about the power level of generics. But yeah, you have to be extra cautious as a game company when you design cards because of the flexibility. And I think that's kind of... I've heard a lot of chatter that people feel that... Beautiful little outed. People feel that LSS is being too generous on the generic power levels for generic, spells and cards and actions. That's kind of what I've been hearing. Now, I don't know if that's really... I'm not a tier 1 gameplay expert, deck tech kind of guy. You guys are watching the wrong channel. But in my opinion, I understand why people would say that. Because, in my opinion, if you look at the Majestics, well, most of the Majestics that are super expensive are what? Really expensive generic cards, right? So, I think there's a direct correlation between people feeling that way. Beautiful loyalty. I think there's a correlation between that and, of course, people just frustrated on the pricing. Hey, nice little ancillary card for the old Runeblade. Dalsner, that's a nice one. So, a lot of the expected value of Flesh and Blood cards comes from the, Majestic slot, because that's the chase slot. And I'm not really on board that should be removed or corrected. And of course, the legendary slot, that just drives, people get so emotional on that whole thing. Stains right back. I personally don't think it's, I don't know. I think it's being blown out of proportion. All right, are we ever going to get a story or lore? LSS, are we ever going to get information on the Bobble? It's been years, man. It's been 5 years. Are there even more cracks this time? Or is the bobble healing itself? It's crazy. So that's kind of my attitude on the whole thing. I can see both sides, but I just don't think it's that big of a deal. I really don't. Some other people who've been in this game for a while and long-term patrons, they've asked me things. Ooh, look at that Lancellary again there. Little Syndra there. Oh, it's not I thought it was a Marvel. I saw the Majestic. A lot of people ask me about, you know, the whole Living Legend and kind of, you know, the cards pretty much get all banned. And that's why older sets of, like, you know, Monarch and Tails and everything, they are worthless because essentially, after so much time, the heroes in that block or set or whatever become pretty much unplayable and it all goes to zero, therefore making Flesh and Blood long-term have some serious flaws. That's an interesting one that people ask me about probably at least once a week. I get a random message about that. Beautiful perforate. Wow. Cool Majestic right out of the gate there. That was a nice little surprise. I do think that's an issue. It does affect long-term card prices. It does affect sealed box prices, and we can see that today. So you'll see a lot of people who... God, it was so cool looking. March of Loyalty. You'll see a lot of people who are into Flesh and Blood long-term. They always go back and they bring up Tales of Aria, Monarch, and Everfest. They bring up that second block of Flesh and Blood. That is the number one thing that people who want to bash or be negative on this game, ooh, dual threat, is that, well, they bring up that particular era. But they don't discuss the boxes before that, the first era, and they don't discuss the era after that with, you know, the Uprising, going into Dynasty and the Outsiders. They don't, so they kind of cherry pick that particular block. Now, I'm not sure specifically, well, Under Trap Door, another Majestic here. Pulling a lot more Majestics in this particular box. In the second box here. Holy moly. That's 2 Majestics in the first few packs. Or 3 Majestics in the first few packs? I don't know what the solution to that is, but I do feel like it does need some sort of love or solution. Now, at the same time, I don't know what that would do. It's very complicated. You can't unban things. Maybe make a new format, or maybe a different subset, or a different style of gameplay that can use or utilize those type of heroes or cards. Maybe without certain, I don't know, maybe, well, see, now you get into, well, maybe you have to ban certain combos or power of certain cards, and it gets, that's when it starts to get wonky, everybody. That's when it starts to get wonky. So I don't have a good answer for that. So you guys always ask me about that, and, you know, Rudy, Tales of Aria and Monarch and Everfest, is that era ever going to recover? I don't have an answer for it, because as of right now, I mean, it's been flat. It doesn't really do anything. It doesn't go to zero. It doesn't go up. It just kind of sits there and looks at all of us. So right now, from this perspective, no, it doesn't look like it's doing anything. While on the other side of the coin, we have Flesh and Blood mimicking Magic the Gathering right now, where all the new stuff of Flesh and Blood is in very, very high demand and continues to do very, very well. So that's exactly what's happening with Magic the Gathering. We see kind of modern, we see vintage era of Magic, well, not doing well at all. And all the money wants the new flashy stuff. And Flesh and Blood appears to be pretty similar. Blade Beckoner. That's a rare, right? Sorry, I'm covering up. Yeah, it's a rare. Blade Beckoner Gauntlets. Cold foil number 2. Tyler. Box 2. Blade Beckoner. Not terrible. But obviously, you know, not ideal. So... Alright, so let me just straighten some piles here. So that's the end of that particular topic. So, moving forward, yeah, it looks like the company is not releasing more Hunted in the US. At this point in time, I feel like it would have happened by now. And, yeah, these prices aren't going to be going down anytime soon. You're going to need a major event or a major Oath of Loyalty, Majestic. Oh, that's nice. Oh, look at this. Oh, ancillary support for the mech, Null Zone. And, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful extended art there. Extinguish the Flames. I know it's just a common extended art, but dude, the art on that Extinguish the Flames, like, oh my god. Sorry, I'm gonna put that up there. I love extended art stuff like that. It's always a really big surprise treat, man. Oh my goodness. All right, anyways, moving forward. I do expect the Hunted to continue to go higher. If that's what you guys want to know, that is my opinion. Unfortunately, I do not have any for sale. And, well, I don't really expect to ever have any Hunted for sale. So if you guys kind of agree and you believe in this set, you're probably going to need to buy it on the open market. It does not appear to be getting any cheaper anytime soon, and I have no plans to sell any of it. I don't have any to sell, and you guys are on your own. So I don't really have any skin in the game on this particular set, but from what I've seen, it's just continues to do really, really well. Sword of Vengeance. All right, are we ready to talk about the next stuff here? Or I'm trying to wait until a little later in the video here. So we're about to be halfway through this video. Tyler, not a home run video, not a dumpster fire. I'm going to call this a straight down the middle, classic average FaB opening. No, we haven't seen craziness. We got the old outed again. I'm not seeing a home run. I'm not seeing garbage. This just feels exactly like an average box opening, everybody. And that looks so cool, though. Arts of the Dragonfire. I know some of these, I know the rares are never... Rares are just basic deck cards and playable cards. Rares are kind of uncommon game pieces. How does that make you guys feel? Better? I mean, it's just kind of what it is. Tooth of the Dragon. So, alright, so high seas. What do we know so far? Limited action and spoilers on what's going on with it. And of course, we know there's a golden fancy treasure pack, kind of in the theme of the R pirates. And we also know the demand is very, very high. It appears that stores are actually going to be allocation for Flesh and Blood. And, well, I think what's happening now is everybody's realized this is the first pre-order set that people are realizing that, you know, the print runs, you can't wait. So when the Hunted came out, people were excited. Don't get me wrong. When this set came out, people were really happy with it. But it wasn't until after this set released, provoke, until now everybody knows the behavior of the public has shifted now. Because the company, that's why I talk about all the time in the world of CCGs. You know, the action of a previous set impacts the future sets and how the public manages, stores pre-order, and how people handle your product. Oh, look at that, Enchanted Quiver. Actually, a little Ranger card. I almost missed that at first. I was like, holy smokes, it's a Ranger card. I think people underestimate how much markets change once people adapt. And I think that's what we're seeing right now. We have, the market is adapted now, okay? When the Hunted came out, people knew Flesh and Blood was doing well, but they were still kind of skeptical. Oh, nothing goes up. Oh, they've, declared war on their investors and collectors in the past, and all this kind of internet stuff that lingers and kind of you have to swim through, right? All this muck from the past, right? The internet crap that people throw at me every day, that kind of thing, right? But now, this is the first time we've gone into a new release that I haven't seen any of that. Like, the attitude of the internet and the attitude of the public seems to be quite different right now. I feel like we've finally hit a point where people, I don't want to say like take Flesh and Blood seriously, but they're viewing Flesh and Blood differently right now. I think that's the best way for me to say it. Is, people they're actively looking at the game, especially a lot of people coming from Magic, not as much Pokemon. Pokemon in Flesh and Blood doesn't usually have like a huge crossover kind of, really? Probably, it's like our 4th public bounty we've been getting in a row. And it's in our foil slot too. It's like, really? But we get a lot of, I think Flesh and Blood definitely gets a lot of crossovers from Magic. Like right now, let's be honest with it, okay? I mean, Magic the Gathering has a new Final Fantasy set coming out. The collector box for the new Final Fantasy set is $700 to $750 shipped for one box online with shipping and tax. That's what it's average. Like, right as I film this video, it's $675 plus tax and TCG player, which is $740 per collector box. $740! Store cost is like $300 to $310. Like, it's absolutely, and of course, assuming you can even get a bunch of it, which you can't, it's unbelievable. And the craziest part about it is, it's still going to sell, and people are spending crazy money. And I'm over here talking about this stuff with Flesh and Blood. I'm like, the price of one Final Fantasy collector box, okay? Just one, okay? You can get like, ooh, that's so cool looking. So for example, for the price of one Final Fantasy collector, it's almost $750. Like, patrons are going to be able to buy, even at $4.99, okay? Even at $4.99, patrons can get a whole sealed case of the Hunted with a promo card that I'm not even I might say a little bit at the end of this video. Just I might ignite there. I think I'm gonna tease you guys a little bit because I know nobody's gonna watch. Like, the amount of people who are gonna watch the end of this video is gonna be so low. I'm gonna throw in some. We're gonna throw some zingers in today, folks. I'm like, for the price that I'm like, for like, let's just say for $4.99, you can get a case of high C's with a special promo card that's already graded and slabbed and shipped to your door. And don't forget, just like last time, the people who buy the, if you buy like, I don't know, whatever it was, what did I do last time? If you bought a couple, if you bought more than one, you even got literally, you'll get a gem keeper, cold foil, puzzle piece, free, included in your order. It's just handing them out. And yes, by the way, I am now in possession. We've completed it. LSS and James has done an unbelievable job. It is done. And guess what? I'm in possession of them. Ooh, save for bloodshed. Every time I see the art on her, it reminds me of that chick from the Marvel movies. The bad girl in the Batman, the Joker. What's her name? Suicide Squad girl. What's her name? God, I forgot her name. Somebody tell me in the comment section. Anyways. So, yeah. I mean, like, the value and the enjoyment and the pack cracking, what you get in Flesh and Blood compared to, you know, Wizards, Hasbro's unbelievable high prices. You can't even compare it. The difference is so massive, everybody. But now, again, I get it. It's Final Fantasy, blah, blah. It's going to sell. It's going to sell out. Doesn't matter what the price is and whatever. People are going to play and you can, whatever you want. It's going to be gone. Really? Are you serious right now? Tyler, the exact same. I've never seen that. Duplicate legendaries in a single Flesh and Blood opening. What? Like, that should be the thumbnail. Right there, hold on. Can we do that? Does that even work? What? 2 legendaries, both the same foil treatment, in the exact same card. Okay, didn't think that was really even possible, but okay. That was kind of wacky. All right. So that's what's going on with that, okay? We get to the end of the video here. I'll drop you guys a few little specials at the end here, but so that's kind of what I'm seeing going on. And I do believe moving into this, I don't want to say high seas is like a game changer, but if it goes as well as I think it's going to go, it is kind of Rotten Remains. It is kind of another flipping bounty. Oh, it's red pitch this time. What? Oh, I was like, no way. Do we get the same leapfrog? Is this a duplicate box? No. We had skin last time. All right, never mind. We had skin last time. All right, well, at this point, Tyler, I hope you're playing Assassin. Or Ninja, right? It's a joint one? Yeah. Because essentially, you're getting cold foil playset of this chick's outfit. So you're going to have to try that on and send me pictures. That apparently is... You've got 2 cold foils flipping leapfrog outfits. Like, what? How bizarre is that? This is a weird hunted video. Like, not a dumpster fire, but nowhere near as good as I thought it was gonna be. This is our ooh, that's nice. Ooh, Hunt's End. That is a foil majestic. That's our 3rd foil majestic in the whole video. We are on box 3, so it looks like, yeah, it is 1 foil majestic per box. Man, those suckers are rare, man. Holy hell, Calming Breeze, everybody, for a nice little rare. So I think that's about it. You guys are pretty caught up on that. We'll talk about the Gem Keeper thing for a second. So the playmat syllabus exchange rate system is pretty much done. Hasn't been printed and completed yet. It has a lot of hidden things in it. I am in possession of all the cards now, so I'm not sure how we're going to go about that yet. I think we'll probably just kind of hand some out in the orders and everything, and then we'll reveal some of the secret stuff. It's probably going to be another month or 2 later, because again, it's a long process. This isn't like a timer or anything. It's going to take, most people who are going to do it, in my opinion, it's probably going to take at least a year if you're going to try to solve this Gem Keeper thing, because it's designed to be incredibly difficult. It's designed to make people not want to try, and because the reward is so astronomical, I don't want people to just have, the reward sent to them. I don't want hundreds and hundreds of people getting rewarded unless you truly deserve it. And of course, I am considering a pay-to-win option for people who don't want to play by the rules and everything, and they just want to they just want all the flashy fun stuff and super rich and you don't care. And I've asked a lot of people privately, and they do think I should have a pay-to-win option, some outrageous price. So if anybody wants to skip the game and just get all the cold foil pieces, get the reward and everything. Oh, we got the toxin there. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. Second one, ladies and gentlemen. We had extinguished in the first one. Wait, does this art connect or anything? It looks like almost the art would connect. God, these cards look so fucking cool. God, it looks so cool. God, these things look so awesome, man. Godly. I think there's even a cold foil, like a marked card. Isn't there a cold foil version, like a secret version of that? I know there's a lot of secret stuff. Unfortunately, we are not really... Oh! We are not really getting the good secret stuff today. In the middle of that statement, Tyler, you slapped me. I hate how these cards have this little nick from the factory on the roller mark, man. You see that little tiny mark right there? Right there. Every card. Oh, man. Marvel Fang. Oh, baby. I was like, dude, are we going to go the whole case? Well, box 3. Well, I can tell you right now. Box 3 is the best box of the video already. I can already pretty much tell you guys that very, very clearly. And look at this. Look at this. Flippin' Wrath of Retribution. That's a rare, right? Extended art? Yeah, sorry, my thumbs are... I'm left-handed. Wrath of Retribution. Gorgeous. Extended art. Another extended art. This time, that's our first extended art rare in the video. Holy moly's. So we just nailed right to Fang Marvel, man. Cold foil Marvel, right to an extended art rare there. That was really, really nice, everybody. That was a nice little surprise. Well, this is it. Box 4. Our very last opening of the Hunted. The very last box, everybody. Well, it's been fun, everyone. Tyler, just remember, you are the last one. Oh, there's an extinguished non-foil. Just a regular non-rainbow foil. Look at that. All right, sigils in this, really? All right, tip off. So, anyways, really excited for the Gem Keeper thing. I really want you guys to have a lot of fun with it. Like I said, for those of you who are able to solve and get all the puzzle pieces, put it together. Well, like I said, the reward is quite extravagant, to say the least. And I do not know what the value of the reward card is, because again, it's never been one on the open market. Really? Extinguish the flames again? And yeah, it'll be interesting. But if there's a pay-to-win option, and I set the price through the roof, well, I guess I kind of... Well, I don't know. Does that really set the price, though? Because if you get all the puzzle pieces and the reward, because people are going to value the puzzle pieces. So I don't know if that really... I don't know. I have to figure that out on the... So, but I'll be very... I think I'm most curious to see if anyone out there, or who... Oh, my God. If anyone out there... Are you serious? Syndra. And that is... Oh... Cold foil Marvel back to fucking back. Oh! Tyler, the first half of this video, man, it was dry. It was dry. Holy smokes. No, congratulations. You definitely, you turned a profit. God, look at that. You can see that little mark. You turned a profit on this box opening video. Congratulations, man. And we got some absolute amazing pulls in the Hunted. But I think this is kind of another reason. Because remember, a lot of people, and I would say at least... No joke, folks. I would say 50 to 75%. Are you kidding me? Ancillary cold foil? I don't think I've ever pulled that. Holy testicle Tuesdays. Ancillary Nulza. That's a mech ancillary in cold foil. I didn't even know that was possible. Son of a biscuit. That's like slapping a screen door at a submarine. Holy moly, I just cut my toe off and I just shoved it in my ear and mailed it to myself. Oh my fucking God. Holy moly's. That's wild. I didn't even know the ancillary cards had an... I thought they were all just regular. God, look at that factory. You guys see that? Right in the factory. Look at that. Same nick. And I didn't even know you could do that. How rare is that? Because I've never even seen... Ooh, Kiss of Death. That's a nice little magenta. Of course, flipping Public Bounty the 10th time. Every single pitch and stripe there is. Wow. All right. Well, that was a nice surprise, everybody. Am I right? Point of engagement. Well, Tyler, congratulations. You know, now again, you will see why the Hunted is expensive and it's sold out. And oh, really? Majestic number 4. Foil Majestic number 4. Jagged edge. 4 boxes, 4 Majestics. Holy smokes. Wow. What an awesome video. Like every time we do one of these videos and you see how, ooh, that's really cool looking. And you see the results. Well, look at this, everybody. Thick hide. We got a little brute ancillary card. Okay. Didn't know that was didn't know you could get more than one, so we got 2. 2 ancillary cards almost back to back. The same box. Didn't even know that was possible, but okay. Good to know. All right. Stains of the red back. Nice full red there. So yeah, that's, you guys are kind of caught up there. I'm going to give you guys one little surprise at the end of the video here. I think you guys would really enjoy and kind of have a good time. But I'm going to kind of surprise you guys. Just kind of see how much you guys enjoy it. Or see how, if you guys are nearly as surprised as I am. How about that? Ooh, Ignite. Godly. Okay. Well, last 10 packs, I'm going to go ahead and say it. So, LSS and James did not tell me that the High Seas exclusive Patron promo card was being changed for the first time in probably 3 years. And I legally can't disclose the name of the card or anything, or show you the card until the agreed upon date. But I can tell you this. Well, the promo card is back to cold foil. So not only dual threats. So not only is the High Seas craziness happening, not only am I going to be giving away in the packages, I haven't done the terms yet, but there's going to be cold foil puzzle pieces for free. Beautiful, beautiful. But apparently the promo card for the Patron exclusive is cold foil for the first time. And on top of that, no, I'm not done, everybody. I'm not done. The promo card for patrons is not only cold foil, it's extended art cold foil. The closest I've ever seen to this type of design with this promo thing coming up is a long, long time ago. My favorite promo card we ever did. Crazy Brew. Now, the art doesn't kind of go over the text and make it difficult to read or anything, but... Ooh, look at that. I thought it was rainbow foil. Tremor Shield. Still majestic, though. So, yeah. Which is why I'm telling you all. The demand is going to be massive. And for those of you... I love that drop artwork, man. For those of you who missed out on the Hunted, you blew up my email for weeks asking to buy Hunted and the promo card. I'm sorry. I told you over and over, that's it. So if you're interested in High Seas, you're interested in a cold foil, extended art, already slabbed and graded, plus, if you buy like the higher volume or whatever we're doing, whatever the details end up being, depending on the quantity and everything, you get a free cold foil puzzle. Ooh, jagged edge. You get that in addition. So the amount of value, again, or you can buy one Final Fantasy collector box for $750. Like, really? Really? Just laying that out there, everybody. Ending the video right there. So, thanks again, Tyler, for being a very kind patron. Congratulations, man, on the absolute home run pulls. Very cool, man. Yeah, I feel like when I make this spoiler and I share what's going on, and I share people are going to be in for a shock when they see that we're doing an extended art, a cold foil, beautiful, well, pirate-themed card here. Yeah, so I just want to share that at the end of the video for those of you sticking around. And I'm very excited to see how many people attempt to try to solve the Gem Keeper puzzle and get the pieces. And on top of that, that's all I have. Thanks again for all the support. Thanks again to the Flesh and Blood, LSS, and James for giving me the honor and the privilege to kind of, get to crack products and work with them and do cool promos. And, that's a very big honor. And it's been many years and good markets and bad markets and positive and negative. And, here we are. It's a very cool thing, man. What a legendary journey, So I hope you guys enjoy everything. It's going to be a wild ride over the next 30 days. And remember folks, life's short. It's a beautiful world out there. Make sure you spend it around good friends and family, and don't surround yourself with the drama and negativity. Life's short. You'll regret it. Have a beautiful day.